Good morning, traders. This is Perry Woku with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:50 in the morning on Monday, February 8th, 2021. So looking at where we're at, 38.95 half is where we're currently quoting, right? That is above Friday's bell high, right? And keeps going. I'm still watching and will be watching until it trades sometime in the future. But basically, I'm looking at these areas to be the support again, right? So this is a window basically between these tops that we've had basically from 38.55 down to basically 3800 again. While that's 150 or 100 points down, that's really where the base should be now. So we'll have to keep that in mind going forward. We have, when we come into the market last Monday, right? So Friday, January 29th, right? We have been up near highs. We had come back down, right? So last week, what did we do? We spent all week, right, rejecting from basically this 36, 75 area of the charts, right, and stayed above that. Not only did we pass over the 3800 node, right, but now we've passed over the 3855 node, right, and printing up new all-time highs. I think everyone but the Dow's had it. Maybe the Dow's had it now overnight. We'll look at that in a second. But as we, here's just another little way to look at it. And that 38.22 was really the last marker, right? We haven't really looked back too much since then. Overnight range, right? Very small and tight, 15 points only. As we look at all the indexes, right, above Friday's high, they're all trading above Friday's high. No sense to beat a dead horse here, right? The Let's see if we can go in here a little bit. So we do have the Dow, right, joining in this session, right? With it's made a new overnight all-time high, right? It had made a high since basically January 21st. So if it opens up above that level, it'll be making one during the session today. The rest of them all have made an all-time high during this current future session. So keep that in mind. As we look here at these indexes, what I'm looking for is the Russell has been outperforming, right? I could bring up some charts that I do for the equity profiles in my daily newsletter. It's got the outperformance of the Russell. We mentioned it when I was in covering for Jack last week, and I very much enjoyed being with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it too. And then we'll see what we get. But basically, as we approach these all-time highs today, see if they stick, right? That's going to be a rejection point. We are mellowing out up here. We could easily trade all of Friday's action again all the way to the bell low today. Not saying that's indeed on the possibility, right? So my title of the video is But Wait, More Stimulus. So what I saw was, for anyone who is not familiar, and most people are not, right? The U.S. has a very odd tax structure, right? With transfer payments and everything else, right? Most people look at transfer payments that go to the poor. The U.S. has lots of transfer payments that go to the wealthy and the corporations. I'm someone who believes that the corporate tax rate should be zero. I have my reasons for that. I think it's a regressive tax on the poor, right? Because it just gets passed down. And the company itself, right, makes no money. It's when the money gets transferred from the company to the humans, right? They're the ones that are the beneficiaries. They're the ones that should be taxed at some rate. Someone can figure that out. But the corporations themselves shouldn't be transferred. But right now, the U.S. picks winners and losers with its transfers for corporations. Some corporations pay the top marginal tax rate with almost no loopholes, no deductions, while others benefit from taking advantage of several loopholes and basically pay no taxes at all. But with the transfer payments I'm talking about that I read over the weekend, and I don't know if it's going to affect the earned income credit or not, but you're looking at child transfer credits, right? They do that with an earned income credit right now in the U.S. that is for, families with less than a certain level of income, they get basically, thousands of dollars transferred to them when they file their taxes, right? So what they're talking about doing now is actually sending direct payments to them, breaking them up through the years when your income is below a certain threshold, right? And we'll see if that goes. But basically, someone with, 3 kids, you're looking at transfer payments of $300 a month for children under 6 and $250 a month for children between 6 and 17. And one of the reasons that they're trying to justify that is because the U.S. of all the developed nations has the highest poverty rate, right? So, but what I haven't seen yet is, will that affect the earned income transfer payment? It could just be a replacement from it. So what that means is, if it's just a replacement for the earned income credit, there's really not too much going on. There used to be a limit for, I think, 3 kids. After that, you didn't really receive many more transfers for the earned income credit. Not to get too into the weeds on this, but if this is if this ends up being in addition to the earned income credit, right, this is a huge boost to the stimulus that is not only going on now, and these payments aren't supposed to start until June or July, somewhere in there, so they're not going to be coming quickly. But if the legislation is passed, right, and it's not a reduction off of the earned income credit, right, it doesn't wash it out, that's going to be very stimulative, because those people with children, right, they spend their money. They don't get the option to save them for the most part. So that will definitely go into the economy, and you'll see a lot of beneficiaries and moving the market. With all that bullshit being said with the tax code, what we've got going on here, right, is people trying to figure that out, trying to figure out if it can get passed, and really where the ES stop at 4,000, 4,200, 4,400, 4,600. Look at it basically in multiples of 200, in my opinion. And also watch the Russell, right? Will it stop at 2,400, 2,600? It could stop on the fives, but I doubt it. So with that said, just watch the overnight high and see what the reaction with it is in today's session. That legislation should be introduced later today. If I'm very bored, I will, once we get a draft of it, I'll actually try to dissect and see if it is a subtraction or addition. You guys have a great day. I will, again, as I usually do, shoot out my equity profiles overnight, right? The 8 grid, this will be the top of the 8 grid, and the overnight action will be the bottom of the 8 grid. Very tight, right? So far, we have a little bit of a downtrend coming from these overnight highs for everything but the Russell, right? So the Russell will be key, right? If the Russell gets back to red for the day, then all the markets will basically have a high chance at testing Friday's value area low to Friday's lows. Otherwise, watch for a hold in this overnight with a slightly bullish pattern. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.